Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential pergola with a polycarbonate top. Now this structure is going to be made out of a, I believe, a PVC style. Now I'm not familiar with that PVC structure, but you'd have to talk to your installer about how to actually fix the heater system to the actual beams and joists and things of that nature. However, I can show where the best placement would be for this particular application, and we're going to go through a couple of different scenarios here. So first scenario is one that I don't recommend, and I'm going to show you why. The first item is using a C series or a CD series mounted on a vertical surface like this. When you do that, you need to maintain 18 inches of clearance above the heater. And speaking of clearances, let's go back to the actual dimensions of the structure here. Sorry about that delay. But essentially I have this outer edge from this point here to this point here at 12 foot 11 inches. And then there's a patio deck over here, and from that edge to the outer edge of the structure itself, I have that at this 21 feet. Each one of these rafters, I would call, or ceiling joists, you might call it, I have those sitting at 1 foot 11 and 5/8 center to center, and I have at 2 inches wide, so the inner dimension would be 1 foot 9 and 5/8. And then you can see here the inner edge of the post. I have that at 12 foot 7 from inside edge to inside edge. Also note that the elevation is at a slope here for the polycarbonate. I'm sure for rain and whatnot to slide off the top. So that is 1.75 inches of an inch change as far as the height is concerned from this point here to this point over here on the inside edge. Let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about as far as the overall structure is concerned. You can see here I have this post at 18 foot 9 from the inside edge here to the, I believe, the center point of the post itself. So yeah, I think that's about it. All right, let's go back to what I was talking about. So when you mount a C series or CD series on a vertical surface like this, you must maintain 12 inches of clearance. And we do have the size here, 8 inches tall. So you can see that you'd have to have the heater down far like this, and it just doesn't obviously attach. So that is not one item that we could really use. Also, could we put the heaters something like this? Sure, we can. Placing the heaters on the the ceiling joists, I'll call them. Obviously, they don't match up to the actual ceiling joist dimensions here, but this would be something that you could mount C series and point them straight down to the ground. Go ahead and turn off the dimensions here and turn on the array so you can see what the footprint of heat would look like. These heaters would be fine for the overall seating position, and you can see I have a lot of overlapping here in the center of the heaters. Let's look at the distance apart from each other, and let's see if I can grab that real quick. Okay, sorry for the delay here. So you can see I have that at 6 foot center to center, and in any case, we're still missing this area over here, so it would be best to move these a little bit closer together. However, I'm trying to make sure that I hit this spot here as well. So The other thing too is, this is slightly lower than this unit because of the slope, and you want to make sure that you keep the heater itself level, because the elements themselves, if they're at a slope and going downhill, then all of the when it gets hot, it starts to expand, and as it cools, it contracts, and it would eventually go downhill and gather up on one side. It's kind of like a spring type of look, and that would superheat one side and then eventually go bad in just a few months of time, just on a slight slope. So you want to make sure that your heater is level. So that is another option I'm not too particularly proud of. So let's go ahead and look at this. And again, layout is not very well. So this is another option, just so you can see that I don't really like. But you got a good overall coverage this direction, just not this direction over here. And obviously the seating position over here will not be hit very well. So this is again 4 of the C-Series mounted on one of the beams over here. You'd have to probably get a mount to go between the beams. You'd have to construct that yourself, but again, not something I'm very excited about. So let's go ahead and look at a different option, and the different option would be possibly, well, let's go to this one here first, which is mounting them on the vertical surface here. These are slimline units, 4,000 watts, so the same output as I just mentioned before, and you can see we could mount them here. The slimline, when you change the angle downwards to the maximum downward angle, you just need 6 inches of clearance above the heater itself, and so that would be something that would work on this bracket here, or mounting it on the vertical surface. However, the brackets only allow from pointed straight out 45 degrees down, and again, we're missing the seating position over here. So this is something I'm not too excited about as well. So let's go ahead and look at that last option. Last option, mounting the heaters on the top and maintaining the 6 inches of clearance. Let's go ahead and look at that here. So 6 inches of clearance behind the heater itself from this point back, and then using the OEM brackets and then mounting it. I particularly spoke with this customer, and we talked about possibly 30 degrees. Went ahead and changed it to 25 degrees so that we got a little bit further of a ray down below the seating position over here. And we have plenty of overlapping rays over here. So that's why I'm saying with a 4,000 watt slimline units, this would be heated just perfect. So go ahead and turn that off up here and look at some of the other situations that we want to address. And one of those is having the exact position of the ceiling joists. I found that we obviously we need to bring the heater over to the right here a little bit more than I would like it to be. So you can see that this one is off center from this one over here, and that's in order to get these brackets to mount on the ceiling joist properly. One of the questions, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that ray off for a minute. One of the questions that came up is, how far can these brackets be? One item here that I didn't mention yet that I'm going to mention now is that the brackets themselves will slide in this little T slot, so it can slide from left to right. The minimum distance apart that you can go is 30 inches from here to here. And in fact, I have a little brochure that we can pull up here real quick and look at that. So here's the manufacturer's brochure, and it talks about the SL 4,000 watt units, and it says the minimum spacing between brackets is 30 inches. However, we're going to need more than 30 inches. So what I would do is, push the have it so that both of the junction boxes are on the inside of the patio. So there's a junction box here and the junction box over here. And that way, this one will line up a little bit better, because you don't want to mount it on the junction box itself. You want to mount it on this portion of the heater itself. and that way we can, push this bracket to the right, and this one here would line up already. But you could push it to the left obviously as well, but 30 inches minimum is the distance that you can go with these brackets. So I think that's about it with that comment. And yeah, again, I have these at 25 degrees, 6 inches of clearance back here, and then mounted with the OEM bracket up here. I'm going to turn that off there. I think that's about it. So if there's anything else I don't recall, let's just make sure that we're not hitting that TV here with the ray. I think that's fine with the ray. Also, the clearances below the heater should not be an issue with regards to any combustible materials. And it is at a, like I said, at an angle, so the ray is not penetrating, the post here or the TV attachment over here. So I think everything would be just fine like this. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from you, our viewers. And we truly appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.